Hi, and welcome to another edition here on Waco ISD TV of Know Your Schools. Joining us today is the new Executive Director of Communications and Community Engagement, Kyle Debeer. Welcome, Kyle, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Lara. I'm excited to be here, and I'm excited to be in Waco ISD.
Great. Well, start out telling us a little bit about where you're from and where you grew up.
Well, I grew up in Casper, Wyoming, and had kind of a roundabout journey that brought me to Central Texas, actually, for my wife's job. And we discovered when we moved here a place that we love, and I'm excited to be here now and be joining the team at Waco ISD.
So when you left Wyoming, before you came to Texas, you went to college, and tell us about where you went to college.
I went to Colorado College. It's a little liberal arts school in Colorado Springs, and had the opportunity to study a program called Classics, History, and Politics that tries to pull together different strands from each of those areas. It was a great experience.
Wonderful. So you mentioned earlier that you ended up coming to the Central Texas area for your wife's job, and that then kind of brought you kind of to where we are now. But prior to coming to Waco ISD, what had you been doing career-wise before you made the move to Waco ISD?
Well, most recently I worked in Belton ISD in their communications department for the past 4 years in very similar roles. The titles kind of changed over that 4-year period, but actually ended up in the same position, Executive Director of Communications and Community Engagement.
Prior to that, what was your career like? I know it was quite different in the realm where you worked, so tell us a little bit about what you did before you went into public education.
For about a decade, I worked in politics, working primarily with state parties and also with the national party, helping state parties build capacity through training and fundraising, and at the national party helping candidates in states get resources from the national party and helping the national party to support the elected officials' messages.
Great. Well, we're thankful that at some point you made this shift to public education because it brought you here to Waco ISD, and we're grateful for that. And tell us a little bit now that you have shifted from Belton a little further north up to Waco. What has your first impression been of Waco ISD so far?
Well, the shift from politics to public education has been great because it gives me the opportunity to tell the story of what our kids are doing. And my first impression here in Waco ISD is that we have incredible stories to tell about the success of our students and the success of our staff. It strikes me that there's such a broad range of opportunities for students to discover something that they're passionate about, really hone their talents in that area, and to graduate high school ready for a career or ready for college, depending on the path that's right for them. It's a really exciting time in Waco ISD. It also seems like there's a lot of new energy and focus with Dr. Nelson joining the district as the district superintendent. So that's when I say I'm excited to be here, those are all the things that I'm talking about.
What made you decide to make that move north?
Well, a few things. As I said, I really do believe this is an exciting time for Waco ISD, that it's not just about the great opportunities for kids, that it's a new focus, that it's raising expectations as well. But in addition to everything that's happening in the district, my family lives in the Waco area. We've been here for a few years now. And certainly looking forward also to a little bit of a shorter commute, which will give me the opportunity to spend more time with my very young son, who's 21 months old today, actually,
oh, awesome.
And just a bundle of energy. So looking forward to that.
Great. Well, like I said, we're excited to have you, and we're excited for the opportunities that maybe afford your family, just a little more family time for that. You know, you've been here a very short time so far. Do you have any short-term or long-term goals, either for the communications department and its role in serving the district or the district at large?
Well, I think that there are two really big picture goals. One is for the communications department to be responsive to the community, responsive to our employees, our parents, responsive to the media, in making sure that when people have questions about what's happening in Waco ISD, that they get the information they're looking for, that they really get an opportunity to look inside the schoolhouse and see what's happening there, because our schools are such an integral part of our community, and they really belong to our community as a whole. I want us to be responsive. And then secondly, I think proactively we need to tell the story of those opportunities and those successes. As I said, one of my first impressions is that there are really some unparalleled opportunities for students in Waco ISD, and I'm not sure that everyone in our community knows about those, but I hope that when the communications department is done, that more people will know about them, that they'll understand that if you have a student who's thinking about exploring their path in life, that there are more opportunities to do that here, more options to discover a passion and hone that talent, I think, than anywhere else in Central Texas, or maybe even anywhere else in the state of Texas.
Great. What would you say is your leadership style? You know, you're about to lead a team and you're going to be an integral part of the administrative staff here at Waco ISD. What would you say is your leadership style or perhaps your work ethic?
Well, I certainly think that leadership, particularly in an organization like Waco ISD and a team like the communications team here, has to be collaborative. There's nothing that a team is going to accomplish alone in a silo that's going to be as meaningful as what we can accomplish working across the district, especially given the importance of connecting with people around the district to understand those stories about what's happening in our schools, the opportunities available to students, and to be able to tell those stories effectively. So collaboration is key, I think. Within our team, we have people with great depth and expertise in a lot of different areas, and so we need to connect what we're doing on social media to what we're doing here on Channel 17 to what we're doing on the website and in all of our other communications, and that requires the communications department working together as a team, but to make sure that we are hearing those voices from the community, answering the questions that are important to them. It also requires collaboration with our campuses, with other departments here in the administration building, and most of all, being collaborative in the way that we reach out to the community and that we listen to the community. And I'm really excited. I think this fall you're going to see some new tools to help us engage, to help us listen very actively and make sure that we're responding to and answering questions from our community. So I'm looking forward to the opportunity to roll out some of those tools shortly.
Wonderful. Well, is there anything else that you would like to share with anyone who might be watching? You know, we've got a varied audience who watches WISD TV, and it includes parents, it includes staff members, it might include students, or just, you know, general community members. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with them today?
Well, I just want to share the excitement that I have for Waco ISD. It's not, I think it goes beyond just a first impression, but there are so many great things happening in this district for students. There are rising expectations and a culture that says very clearly hard work pays off, and I think that's set by Dr. Nelson's leadership, but I think it's something that is really every campus, every department is invested in it. As you go through the district, you hear that commitment to serving students and making sure that every student has the opportunity to exceed, that every student is challenged to excel, and it's a really exciting time in Waco ISD, and I'm incredibly excited to be here.
Great, and we're, like I said, we're thankful you're here, and we're thankful that you made the move, and we're looking forward to a wonderful year here at Waco ISD as well, so thank you for that. Great.
Thank you, Lara.
Thank you guys for watching us, and be sure to check out other great programming coming up here on Waco ISD TV, Channel 17.